Clock in, clock in. Black Gotta just walked in.
Yeah. He already dead, there ain't no need to check his vitals, bitch. He already dead, there ain't no need to check his vitals. Yeah, crunch time, yeah, nigga, it's lunch time. Let go, crunch time, yeah, nigga, it's lunch time. Yeah, crunch time, yeah, nigga, it's lunch time. Let go, crunch time, yeah, nigga, it's lunch time. He dead.
Team Black got a stun up, man. Yo, right now we about to get into another video with the Melly case, man. I want y'all to go through this video with me on what's next in the Melly's murder trial case.
Further discussions, reviewing the evidence, and speaking freely amongst the jurors, we are still unable to reach a unanimous decision. So at this time, what I am going to do is just declare a mistrial, the case was mistried, and indicate to you that how much we appreciate the fact that you were here.
A mistrial declared in the double murder trial of rapper YNW Melly. What happens next? Will there be a second?
Y'all see that deep breath Melly took right there? He said, like, I'm talking about, boy, y'all don't notice how much Melly is, like, nervous. I be seeing so many comments saying that he not nervous and he's so messed up, and bro, this man is going through it mentally, bro. Y'all look at this fat, deep-ass breath he took when he said that.
YNW Melly. What happens next?
Ooh.
Will there be a second trial? We answer all of your questions.
Introducing the next generation of pepper spray.
We don't need no damn pepper spray. What we got Blicks. We don't need no pepper spray, baby. Yeah, you talking about? We better throw some damn water at somebody.
Learn more at palmpepperspray.com.
I'm Anjanette Levy. Welcome to Law and Crime's Sidebar Podcast. The jury in YNW Melly's trial deliberated for 14 hours and 6 minutes before telling Judge Murphy for a second time that they could not reach a unanimous decision. The jury in YNW Melly's trial may have been deadlocked, but that doesn't mean the case is over. At this point, all signs point to the state retrying Melly, whose legal name is Jamel Demons, for the October 2018 murders of his two childhood friends and YNW members, Chris Thomas Jr. and Anthony Williams.
The state retrying Melly is like, it's kind of funny to me. The reason why it's kind of funny because it's like, y'all dead ass gotta come through with literally the same evidence, which leads me to believe and think that the state could possibly be like, man, we ain't even finna go through this, bro. Like, we just finna let fam slide. You feel me? Because it's like, that process going over it again, it's gonna be a little bit more difficult than the first time. The first time it was a surprise. Everybody was like, oh. The next time it's gonna be like, oh. Again, y'all a little bit too hard. I say, y'all need some milk. Y'all Trump.
By YNW Juvie and YNW Sack Chaser. Whether or not the state will still pursue the death penalty in a retrial is a question we can't answer at this point. There were signs early on in deliberations that the jury was at an impasse. On Friday, the 12 jurors had been deliberating for less than 8 hours when they notified Judge Murphy trouble may be ahead.
And I also have a message here from the jury, another message. And it says, what if we can't come to a decision, question mark. Everyone is stuck on which side they've chosen.
Judge Murphy read an Allen charge to the jury at that time, which is a charge that strongly encourages the jury to try to reach a verdict.
But I want you to go back to the jury room, then taking turns, tell each of the other jurors about any weaknesses of your own position. You should not interrupt each other or comment on each other's views until each of you have had a chance to talk. After you have done that, if you simply cannot reach a verdict, then return to the courtroom and I will declare this case mistried and will discharge you with my sincere appreciation for your services.
The jurors asked a number of questions throughout deliberations.
Ask the following question. Ray, Exhibit 116, times listed, start and end, close paren, marked as UTC-4. Does UTC-4 reflect that 4 hours have been subtracted already, or does subtracting 4 hours from start and end times need to be calculated? signed by the informers?
You can answer yes.
They also asked to hear a readback of the testimony of Travion Glass, who was in the red Mitsubishi that left the recording studio with the Jeep Compass, carrying Melly, Juvie, Sack, and Melly's co-conspirator, Cortland Henry, who goes by YNW Bortland. Glass said leaving the studio was the last time he saw Melly until later that morning, when he found out that Juvie and Sack had been murdered.
Was that the first time you saw Melly after you guys left the studio?
Yeah.
Was Melly wearing the same clothes or different clothes than when you saw him at the studio?
It was a new day. Nah, he wasn't.
Nah, he wasn't. You guys
Wasn't wearing the same clothes.
Okay. Do you recall what he was wearing?
Just had on some shorts.
Glass was a reluctant witness when he testified for the prosecution. He said only he and 3 others were in the red Mitsubishi that morning, and Melly wasn't one of them. His testimony about what happened after they left the studio differed from defense witness Adrian Davis, who claimed Melly got into the red Mitsubishi when the SUV stopped.
Were you woken up?
Yeah, but
Why?
it was like, because I was getting pushed over a little bit.
Okay. And are you 100% sure that this young man got into the red Mitsubishi?
Yes.
What happened to the Jeep?
I think they just kept going.
Early Saturday afternoon, the jury asked to see another piece of evidence, Juvie's cell phone found on the floorboard of the Jeep.
Let the record reflect the presence of the defendant, his counsel, and the assistant state attorney's juries in the jury room. I have a jury inquiry form that says we request to look at Christopher Thomas's phone, damaged blue phone. So, counsel, my understanding is we're going to send the phone back with gloves. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Everybody agrees to that?
Yes, sir.
All right.
A short time later, the jury announced that it was deadlocked.
We understand that. You gave us some time and you took your best effort to see if you can bring the case to a resolution. Unfortunately, it wasn't able to happen. But I want to thank you again for your time and consideration of the case. I also want to advise you of some very special privileges enjoyed by jurors.
Under Florida law, prosecutors must retry Melly within 90 days. But the defense team indicated they weren't ready to move forward just yet or waive that 90-day period.
How do you want to address this now, counsel?
Can you set a deadline date and pick, like to start within 90 days, unless defense counsel waives that?
We're not prepared to make that decision right now.
A status conference is scheduled for Melly's case on Friday, and we will certainly have that covered for you. At that time, we could learn when his next trial will be held and whether or not the current defense team remains on the case. Cortland Henry's trial is scheduled for October, so that 90-day window could potentially put Melly's retrial very close to Cortland Henry's trial.
They got 90 days to retry. And like I said, retry with the same evidence, y'all. I don't know about y'all, but I just feel like the same evidence coming through is going to be boring. Like, can y'all come through with Barney or something that time? Like, can y'all come through with somebody who we ain't see? Come with somebody. You feel what I'm saying? Like Selena Aguilera or somebody. Like, come through. We going to need somebody special this time because, like, the same thing is going to end up having us with another deadlock. Now, the fact that court dates will be so close to each other, Bortland and Melly, kind of gives me a little bit of thought. Like, damn, did they do this on purpose? Like, did they want them to be, you feel what I'm saying, around the same time? Huh? You feel me? Because we all know, if Melly was to get not guilty, it's a big chance Bortland would be not guilty. If Melly was to be guilty, it's a high possibility Bortland would be looked as guilty. You feel what I'm saying? In the due time, we're going to see how it feels. What kind of throws me off is how 2 of the people that hopped in the red Jeep story contradicted each other. So one of them a little bit too hot out you. But for the most part, man, Melly looked like he on his way home, like I'm going to keep saying. We just going to have to see what happened next, because we better not see the same thing. But I'm about done with that. Let me know how y'all feel about that in the comments below. Screw me.